So I've been using Juzear Defiant as my main IM for about 15 days now, and here are my thoughts. We gotta talk about this IM because, man, this thing is a monster. It costs $100, and to my ears it's better than a lot of $200 IMs. Back then, my recommendations for $150 were Alba and Sennheiser A200, but now it's the new Juzear Defiant, which costs $99, way cheaper than Alba and A200, and way better in my opinion. So, man, this is a beautiful IM. Thank you very much Hi-Fi Go for sending it for a full review. We will talk about the overall build quality, overall tonality of the IM, which is a new meta with a warmer tint kind of sound signature, and we will discuss the technical aspects of the sound. Let's begin with the accessories. For $100, I have nothing to complain, but not a lot of things to brag about too. First of all, the cable is the best part of the unboxing experience. It's a very beautiful cable, modular cable for $100, amazing thing right here. I had some problems with the cable, but my Unity was faulty, something that usually don't happen. I expect that your Unity is going to work fine, but talking about the cable in my hands, it behaves very well without any kind of microphonics, doesn't tangle, and it's a modular, very beautiful cable, so nice work right here. The case is nice too, a nice case for $100, something that I would expect in the unboxing. And now about the shells. The shells are so-so in the beauty department, at least in my opinion. Again, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and me being the beholder right now, I think it's so-so, kinda generic. But the nice thing is the comfort. The fit's very good because Alba has an amazing fit and Sennheiser A200 too. So for something to suppress these two IMs, as my recommendation, it needs to be very comfortable, and Juzear Defiant is very comfortable. It has one dynamic driver, 3 BAs, and now let's discuss the overall sound signature. As I said before, new meta with a slightly warmer tint, tamed treble but with a lot of resolution. Sub-bass going forward reminds me of Duno Da Vinci in this aspect, but not as forward as Duno Da Vinci. And the mids are, man, so beautiful, very soothing, very mellow, very natural with a lot of texture, and the overall resolution of the mid-range and instrumental separation is way over the top for $100, man. This IM has a lot of detail retrieval and a lot of separation, to be more specific on the mids. But let's begin with the bass. The bass has a focus on the sub-bass, but has a nice body on the mid-bass too. It's not that kind of Harman Target sound signature from the past, which was very aggressive with a lot of sub-bass and very tamed mid-bass that bring a lot of weird things to the overall sound signature, leading to thinner mid-range, to more hollow mid-bass. So this new meta doesn't have these problems, thanks God, and the bass is very beautiful with a lot of emphasis on the sub-bass, a lot of rumbleness, a lot of texture, and it's a very tight, concise and dynamic bass for this kind of sound signature. So it's a beautiful bass. For $100, amazing, but nothing very special too. The special thing of this IM to me is the mid-range. Because of the natural timbre, it's just perfect. Any kind of sibilance, any kind of metallic tint, I can't hear nothing of this. Any kind of dryness, you know. It's a very full but not bloated kind of mid-range with a lot of texture, and man, the instrumental separation of this mid-range is just nuts. Everything has a lot of detail. For example, vocals, when you have a lot of texture in vocals and guitars, this IM can provide all these technical aspects. And back in the day, 3 years ago, one IM had to cost way more to bring this kind of technical level, something like a Moondrop Blessing 2, 4 years ago. had this kind of technical presentation, and now it's just amazing to see a $99 IM with this kind of detail retrieval on the mid-range. Talking about the treble also has a lot of detail retrieval, not as detailed as the mid-range to my ears, because it's a tamed kind of treble. It has a nice extension, but doesn't have any kind of emphasis. So overall, it's a treble that has a lot of detail retrieval, has a nice timbre, but it's kind of subdued, leading to a warmer, cozier, and thicker sound signature, but very natural, with very natural mid-range. So I gotta say, man, I just love this new meta stuff. This new meta tuning is perfect to my ears, way better than the Harman Target and VDSF that we had before, better than the fused field too, because the fused field can sound very harsh, thin and dry sometimes with the edemotics, for example. So it's a nice balance, you know, a kind of natural, yes, sound signature, but with some emphasis on the bass, and a treble with a lot of detail retrieval, but being way softer than something like a V-shaped sound signature. So, man, Defiant, it's now my standard IM for $100, way better than IE200 and Mesialba to my ears, better timbres, better technical performance. I would recommend yet thanks to the channel Heyday if you have the money, because Heyday, I compared both. Heyday has a bigger sound stage, more detail retrieval, more speed and more air on the treble, and overall more neutral sound signature, not as soothing and dark as Defiant, a more brighter and forward kind of sound signature, but with better technical aspects. And the other IM that it's a good contender is Singot IE200. I just love Singot, but Singot goes for a different route. It's a V-shaped kind of sound signature with a lot of mid-bass instead of sub-bass, and a lot of treble instead of focus on the mid-range. So it's not as natural as Defiant, but it has that sparkling treble and that dynamic kind of bass that a lot of people love, that engagement. So overall, if you're looking for something more energetic, Singot, it's a nice option too. But for most people out there, I think that Defiant it's going to be the better buy. And man, this thing is a beast. Hope you have enjoyed this review. If you have enjoyed it, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and I see you guys in the future. See ya!